All right, guys. In one of the most, cope statements of all time, the Avowed lead environmental artist says that they're the most confident they've ever been ahead of this game's release, despite the art director, Matt Hansen, literally causing a shit show for this game, Elon Musk putting all of Obsidian Studios on blast. This guy has the gall to say that he's the most confident he's ever been. Spoiler alert, this game is going to be dead on arrival. Sure, it might do a few good copy sales. Oh, Jesus. Obsidian has been under fire like all week, especially with Elon Musk like literally on their neck, calling out this company for their hiring practices. Matt Hansen, who's the art director at Obsidian Studios for the Avowed game, has single-handedly done a lot of irreparable damage to this game. And now you got employees who are essentially coping. You got somebody right here saying that this is the most confident they've ever been ahead of its release. Are you kidding me? The most confident you have ever been? No. This game is going to struggle. Now, okay, maybe it'll sell 1 million copies, but it's going to struggle, all right? This isn't going to be doing any better than what Veilguard and Concord and all those games did. If it does, I'll eat fucking crow, but there's way too many red flags ahead of this release, and you have Elon Musk, who has like the biggest platform out there, basically calling you guys out on how toxic of a work environment you are. We had this whistleblower go on the Smash JT show and allegedly give inside information on it. This studio is a mess. So for anybody to be saying that they're the most confident they've ever been ahead of release, they're just coping. So Dennis Presnell is a lead environmental artist, right? And this game's coming out in February. It's barely the beginning of December, and I already think this game's gonna be dead on arrival. Everybody's putting this thing on notice. Everybody's calling out every single thing, and it's like, okay, you know what? What a shame, because if Assassin's Creed Shadows would have came out in November, we would have been tearing that game up. But we have this game to tear apart. So Presnell spoke with Games Radar, who said games are really hard to make and every experience is different. I've always felt a certain level of dread months before a game shipped, a case of the nerves. And I could imagine that. You think about how all these people that work on games, they always have some kind of political agenda behind it and some kind of like woke activism. I would be scared too, because look, 2024, everything that's had any kind of DEI infected with it or any kind of wokeness, it's been bombing, because there's no such thing as this modern audience. It's time to move on. It's time to stop catering to this modern audience that does not exist. And he doubles down saying this is the most confident they've ever been at their experience at this stage of the project, saying they're overjoyed how well everything's come together. The team is now closing things down and fixing bugs and working on perf, and I'm going to be really proud of this game when it's available to the public. I can't wait, actually. Now, I think this game's going to be on Game Pass, so a lot of people aren't going to have to pay, technically. Even though you have to pay for a membership, you technically don't have to go out and buy this game. I'm willing to say that they're not going to be able to even get 100,000 people playing this video game concurrently on Steam whenever that comes out. And I think there's going to be bugs. I mean, just look at the design of this character. This looks like Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy on steroids. It also literally looks like a character that was brought over from Concord, right? Now, real quick note, in this article on Fandom Pulse says that Presnell's comments were published about a week after it was discovered the game included pronouns, and the game's art director, Matt Hansen, admitted he wanted to make Elon Musk mad with the game. And this was discovered in Force Gaming's video, so you can see the character design screen. We have the he, him pronouns, and essentially the thing that sparked off all this debate, and even has David Jaffe in an unhinged rant right now, blaming grifters, as Elon Musk quote tweeted Grums. I think that's the main thing that pissed everybody off the most, is that all these game development studios that are infected with woke agendas. I know, he just says everything's woke. It is. Or else they wouldn't be scrambling. They wouldn't be pissed off. They wouldn't be attacking. They wouldn't be on the defense. They wouldn't be getting triggered by Grums or Elon Musk. when Grum said he was drawing a line and that he's rejecting any game that has pronouns in it, Elon Musk going ahead and saying having pronouns in a fantasy video game is utterly unacceptable caused a huge ruckus and essentially put this game under a microscope. Because shortly after that, that's when everything that was about Matt Henson has come to light, where he threatened to say, just wait until you see the default, you sad little shit. The default pronoun. Honestly, this guy, Matt Henson, is probably going to be the single reason why this game fails again, because he's doing hiring practices that are discriminatory towards white people, openly admitting it, saying that he's going to go out of his way to get rid of the thin, white, crusty dudes that are in the gaming industry. I highly doubt he'll have a job here soon, guys, especially when you look through his history and everything like that. He deleted his X account to escape, and he's doubling down over on Blue Sky, where they think they're safe, but they're not, saying he wanted so badly to make him mad with the game, and he cannot believe it actually happened. So they're more focused on pissing off people like Grums, like Elon Musk, and rage-bait grifters than actually working on making a good game. A game that will entertain, a game that will sell. So mark my words, this game's going to struggle when it comes out. And you can see, again, this is all basically a recap. Hypnotic called it out, saying he deleted the X account after getting crucified by Elon Musk. And they guess that he's trying to avoid potential legal ramifications from the post regarding interest in hiring practices, where you can see he's saying his DMs are open and they have priority for black folks, black artists out there looking for portfolio reviews and stuff. There's nothing wrong with hiring people of color, right? But to be discriminatory to the point where you go out of your way to make sure you're not hiring white guys and putting things like this, like, oh, you sweet summer child, this will only embolden me, you sad sack of shit. This guy does not belong as a head of anything. This guy does not belong in part of hiring process at any kind of company. And Elon hit it right here. Should not be acceptable for any company in the gaming industry to be racist and sexist against white guys. So for this other gentleman, Presnell, to be saying that he's confident in the game, right? With all this bad publicity that his boss or his colleague, I don't know if Hanson's above him or not, is causing for the game, he's just straight up coping. I guess he's softening the blow for what's going to go on here, because we talked about this other day. Look how unhinged Matt Henson is. They need to feel the sting of shame for the rest of their putrid lives, to be honest. And that is me being nice. And he did Trump derangement syndrome, right? Replying to Fane Greenwood, saying that we need to crush these people's spirits into blood and earth, not be nice to the immoral supporters of an aspirational, gore-soaked dictator. Like, these guys are fucking lost, guys. They're unhinged. They don't know reality. They're more focused on sticking it to the man, to the people that go against their echo chamber, than actually developing video games. So, continuing on, this says, regardless, Presnell is not the first game developer to tout what happens to be a very woke game that turned into a massive disaster. If you remember, Concord's lead designer, John Wisniewski, all these names, says Concord had so much humanity and depth to it. They really hope people give it a shot. They're insanely proud of the game. They're strapped in and ready to push it for years to come. And then the rest is history. This right here, Concord, lasted 2 weeks after launch. Lost them hundreds of millions of fucking dollars. Essentially a $400 million plus write-off for Sony at this point. A joke. One of the biggest failures of all time. And these people were trying to tout it as a system seller and something that's going to move units. And even with Star Wars Outlaws, the CEO of Ubisoft was saying it's one of the most awaited games of the industry this year. And it failed to even sell barely within a month, 1 million copies. And you can see the release on Steam, the peak didn't even hit 2,500 players. So all these people, I don't know if it's just them full of their own farts, like they like the way their farts smell, or they're just idiots and they don't know what their core audience is. Everything's underperforming. And to quote David Jaffe, show me the stats. This is the stats. All right. These are the fucking stats here. Veilguard, the EA CEO, said it had breakout potential to where it never hit 100,000 concurrent players. Struggled to get 1 million. I don't even think it's sold 1 million units yet, because EA and BioWare haven't even given sales data for it at this time. And they announced that they're not going to be doing any expansions or DLC of any kind of nature for the game. So the stats are here, guys. Everything is bombing this year. Studios are closing down. People are losing their fucking jobs, all because they're more focused on pissing Elon Musk off and making bad video games with fucking ideologies behind them instead of actually working on something to entertain their consumers. So this individual right here, the lead development artist, what the fuck is his name? Presnell. You're just coping, man. The lead environmental artist, you're just coping. Not analyst, artist. There's no way this game's going to be doing good. You're not confident. They're shaking in their boots, guys, because they know it's going to bomb. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And subscribe if you're brand new. We're almost at 94,000 subscribers. I'd love for you guys to join the nation. Thank you so much.